Every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Welcome to Limitless Conversations.
Okay, if you want, you can go like this, Titan.
Yes, but we don't want to tighten too much because guy in video say, no good.
Oh, Titan bad.
You say, it mess with you.
You know, I was told that Titan was good. The show is coming out very soon.
Hello, everyone. Oh.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Limitless Conversations, the podcast where two enthusiastic and broke teenagers talk to you. My name is Ian Boyd.
I am Oscar Wolfgang.
So the main topics that we'll be talking about today are some new Batman news, apparently, that I have no idea about, but Oscar will speak at me.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll also be talking about some weird experiences that we've had filming different videos, or maybe even some of the same videos and whatnot. And as always, the time codes for all these topics will be in the description, so don't forget, if you're too busy, just click on one of those and you'll be brought right there.
Okay.
So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Pow!
And then in post we'll just roll the intro here. So that's like a little, oh no.
No,
okay.
no, we won't.
We're not going to do that.
No, go. Get out, you're done.
I messed up my first day on the job.
Okay, yeah, sure, we could. I didn't know we were going to do the intro at this part.
Oh, we could, yeah, because then we have
out.
time to, like, get ready and you can just jump right into it instead of having to do a cool segue. Yeah, we'll cut off this.
Or we won't.
No.
Okay. There was news yesterday that's some Batman news, or 2 days ago. Somewhere around then. The date is July 26th, 2018. At some point around here there was news about Batman. And yeah, so Matt Reeves, the Batman movie coming out, directed by the guy who did Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
And Cloverfield.
Okay.
He's doing a Batman movie. And it seems pretty good. Seems like a good movie. There was a scrapped script about Green Arrow escaping prison, which I've told you about.
Yeah.
And there was also a short film that inspired him to do this about some dude escaping a film or like breaking into something, and that inspired him to do a Batman movie. The theory so far is that the whole movie takes place in Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
And it's just Batman trying to take out like tons of bad guys, so you see literally every Batman villain ever. Which is a good idea. I like it. Here's where I'm hesitant.
Okay.
So, they've started the Justice League. They've started DC. He wants to recast Batman for the Batman movie.
Yeah, but now it's Worlds of DC, so he can technically
do that. He can do that, but they're recasting Batman for permanent. Like Ben Affleck, I think is going to be gone. So, I'm okay with, like, if they recast Ben Affleck, I'm okay kind of with it. But not like this, because you've already started and you can't just drop out now. Like, I mean you can, but we've already started to care about this character. And if they're just gonna go Justice League 2 and now it's a new actor, it doesn't feel right. And granted, this is gonna be a prequel, so it could be young Ben Affleck.
Okay.
But then they have to find someone that looks similar to him.
Hungry. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that. But yeah, I heard that one theory, but I don't think they're gonna do that anymore because they're not doing a Flashpoint movie.
The theory is they're gonna do that, but yeah,
no, they're not anymore.
They might still be doing the Flash. I really hope they're doing Flashpoint. I know it's like it seems early, but I think DC needs Flashpoint right now.
I think it would be a nice little change.
It would help. Like Aquaman and Shazam are helping, but I think if they do a Flashpoint movie, it can really start fixing their timeline.
It might be confusing to new viewers though. But then again, why are you really watching the movies if you don't really know?
Did you watch the DC animated movies?
No.
So the first DC from what I know, the first DC animated movie they released is Flashpoint.
Okay.
And what they did is they had like, I think they were doing a DC Flashpoint movie. It's an animated one. And at the beginning, they have like a set of Justice League characters that look pretty classic, and at the end of the movie, they look a little bit more modified. They look like the Justice League characters that are in the Justice League, the newer anime ones. And I think what they did is they did exactly what I think the movie should do, is where they said, here's what we have right now, and at the end of Flashpoint, everything's just fixed a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they should have done that. But anyway, back on to Batman. Yeah, they want to recast Batman. So this comes from Screen Rant. Matt Reeves reportedly wants the star of Batman to be 15 to 20 years younger than Ben Affleck.
Huh. How old is Ben Affleck? Right?
Ben Affleck is around 41?
Yeah.
40, I think 41.
He is getting old.
He's getting old, but it's okay. Like, I'm okay with an old Batman. Because the way I always thought they were going to do the DC universe is Ben Affleck, obviously, he doesn't want to stay as Batman. So I thought they were going to keep going with him. Mm-hmm. He'll get old around, like, Justice League 2, which I'm assuming is in, like, 5 years, 10 years, which kind of sucks, but
yeah,
they do that. By that point, they've already established Nightwing, since they're doing a Nightwing movie. By the guy who directed the Lego Batman movie. Making a Nightwing.
Live action.
So I was thinking what they do is they'd have a Nightwing movie, and then they'd have a Batman movie. And maybe even in the Batman movie, Batman passes on the mantle to Nightwing to be Batman.
Yeah.
So now they have a new actor who's young and makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's not like they recast Batman. They just have, like, Dick Grayson as Batman now.
That would make some... Yeah, I would like that.
Obviously, it looks like they're not doing that.
Yeah.
Did they say who... I don't know. Ben Affleck was originally going to write the movie, but he stepped down. They're also trying to get Harvey Dent in the movie, which I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That's not my problem. Yeah, it looks like if it might not be in the DC, like it might not be in the DC.
Yeah, like the Justice League.
You know the Joker movie they're making?
Yeah.
That's like starring Joaquin Phoenix, so it's not. It's not because they already have Jared Leto, so they're not. It might be that. It might be just a separate Batman movie, has nothing to do with that, which is disappointing, I think.
Yeah.
I want to see a Batman movie where Wonder Woman and Superman show up.
True.
That's my opinion, which bothers me.
I feel like they don't want to do that too much, though, because I feel like Marvel, even sometimes, it's almost like a TV show at this point where everyone crosses over.
Yeah, that's true. I just mean, like, I don't know. I want to see, like, in Batman vs. Superman, they hinted at Jason Todd. Mm-hmm. And, like, Joker in Suicide Squad. Like, I want to see those stories. If they're just going to drop them, like, they're like, hey, here's these stories that we're never going to explain now. Deal with it. I think even if they suck, you should... I mean, that's a lie. I just think they should still do them. Even though people didn't look like they were fans of them, I think you still need to keep going. Like, don't just give up.
But money is a problem with that.
Yeah, it's... I mean, like... But if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. Like...
Yeah,
I think
eventually, though,
how they make
if people don't stop liking them as much, they're not going to get as much money for the movie, which means that the next one is going to be even worse, and then the next one will be worse after that. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see what they were planning. Like, it disappoints me to think that they're trying to reset everything this much.
Yeah, I feel like they're, I don't know, because they may not have had the best thing going. And people may not have been a big fan, but...
I think they could have fixed it without going this extreme, though. I think they could have done a Batman movie, and they could have done a Justice League 2. They could have done all that with the same actors, and I think they could have, like, been like, we messed up. Now look at us now. Yeah. And I think people would still watch and enjoy it. I think it would just, like, take a while, you know?
Yeah, and you're sure that this one isn't actually just going to be, like, in a different world?
It definitely could be. I'm not against it. I'm just saying if it is part of the universe that we're doing, that...
Because it could be the one with Joaquin Phoenix, but then again, that one seems an older Joker, so I would think that would be a better fit for this Batman right now, Ben Affleck.
Yeah, it's confusing right now. I think once we see a little bit more news about this, it'll start making more sense.
Yeah. But
also Revenge of the Fans report that he's looking for someone who's younger. Originally they were going for Jake Gyllenhaal. Gyllenhaal said no, and he said that interview never happened or something. They met with an actor named Jack Huston, which I'm not against anyone playing Batman. I'm just against Ben Affleck not being Batman in this movie, because this was originally his movie and now he's not even in it.
Yeah,
that bothers me. They're doing Year One, which is cool. I didn't really care for Year One.
Oh yeah, that was like kind of Batman Begins-ish, right?
Yeah, but
elements from that.
It wasn't my favorite comic.
No,
it was good, but I don't know. I'm very confused about this because I don't know. I want to see this old Batman, this new Batman. They're going back to the origin story, which I don't like because they've always done Batman origin stories.
Yeah,
and they've just got this new Batman who's like tough and creepy, and he lives in a world with all these other characters, and so like you watch the Justice League and you're like, why is Batman even there? You know, because Superman and everyone. And I think what I was looking for was everyone questions, like, you have Superman and the Flash, why do you need Batman? And then they see the Batman movie and they see what Batman really does when the team isn't with him.
Yeah.
And I want to see that. I want to see, like, people be like, we don't need Batman. And then you see him, like, in Arkham Asylum taking on these bad guys. They're like, Superman, I don't think Superman could ever outthink the Joker, but I think Batman can.
Isn't there a storyline where Superman kills the Joker?
Yeah, it's because the Joker gave, spoiler alert for Injustice, the Joker gave Superman fear toxin from Scarecrow, and he saw Doomsday in it. So he takes Doomsday and throws him into space, and then the fear toxin wears off, and it's his wife Lois, and she's pregnant. So he killed his son and his wife.
Oh God!
And so he goes back down to Earth and kills Joker, and that brings him on this crazy spree. And that's why Batman's like, that's why I never killed Joker, because I knew once I did, I'd become a murderer. And now Superman's this murderer dictator guy, so it becomes a Batman versus Superman story. But I don't want them to do that for this movie. That's not the Batman movie I want to see. Yeah, I just wanted to see, like, I just even want to see them do Jason Todd and Dick Grayson. I just want to see, like, Batman the way the comics make him. Like, I've never seen a comic book Batman, and I think this one had potential, and maybe it still does. But,
yeah,
I don't know. I think it depends. Like, as much as I don't want to say it, because I really have faith in... I can't say Worlds of DC yet. I keep wanting to say DCEU. But I had so much faith in the Worlds of DC, I guess, that, they were gonna go, you know, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman, Justice League, and they're just gonna keep going with that story. But I'm getting kind of hints that they're fading away from that. I'm getting hints that they're actually stopping. I think they might be stopping their cinematic universe. I can be wrong.
And they're just gonna go back to just making.
It sounds like they might. Yeah, they might even like do a Flashpoint story or something, where they can just cut it off, keep the actors they like, throw out the actors they don't like, and just start with a new.
I think that would almost be nice though at the same time, because then they can make any storyline they want. It doesn't have to make sense with the rest of the universe and everything like that. They can just kind of.
I don't know. I want to see the superheroes I love teaming up together, and it can even be still a standalone movie. I just want to see Superman and Batman. Like, I want to see Batman in Arkham Asylum or something, and then you see the Joker there, and then you see Jason Todd there, and then even, like, he goes back home, and then you just see Superman, even if it's just for a second. I just want to see the way the comics make the superheroes, and that's what I'm bothered with.
With this Worlds of DC thing, it's kind of like comics, so I feel like I didn't really read many comics, but when I did, like, I read them online and stuff, I wouldn't really necessarily go in order. Like, I would look at the ones that looked interesting. I'd be like, hey, wow, this look okay. Let me go.
Yeah, I'm okay with having standalone movies. I have no problem with standalone movies. I just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like,
because even in the comics,
like in Thor Ragnarok, it's a Thor movie, but Doctor Strange shows up, right? Yeah, and that's pretty cool. I just like, can you imagine seeing The Dark Knight, and even just for a second, even if they just mentioned Clark Kent or something? Yeah, it would be cool. And
they did a Nightwing thing, or Robin, didn't they?
They did their own version of Robin that was based off of Tim Drake, where they did his name was Robin. Yeah, which I was okay with. It was different, but they named him. I don't remember the guy's name. Yeah, I don't remember his name. He was a cop.
What's that actor's name though?
Stand by. Yeah, you talk about Batman. I don't know. You just come up with something.
Well, I don't know much about Batman. I never was really too much of a fan of him until I watched like The Dark Knight and all those. And I was like, hey, he's pretty cool. I wasn't a big fan of the first one at first, like, because I don't know, I just wasn't that big into it because I watched it when I was pretty young. And then I watched The Dark Knight and I was like, ooh, this is spooky. I'm gonna look away for most of it, and then And I didn't even know there was a third one until I found out about that whole shooting thing at the theater, which was... Or was that the second one?
That was the second one.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no.
Or was it the third one?
It was the third one.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, I guess there was a third one. That's unfortunate and everything. And I was like, maybe I should go back and watch them because, like, this had, like, a big following.
They're good movies.
Yeah, and I went back and I was like, oh, damn, yeah. They're good.
Yeah, so his name's John Blake, and it's played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
I liked him. I thought if they went with that, I'd be okay with, like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt taking up Nightwing. That would be super cool. I mean, they're not doing that. No. But, if they... like, if DC like throws out this Batman movie in the next 2, 3, 4 years, not like throw it out, but like release it to the public, and Henry Cavill shows up in it, and as a new Batman, I mean, a new actor as Batman, and Henry Cavill shows up, and Ezra Miller shows up, and they just don't act like anything happened. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be bothered, but I think if they kind of do a reset, I won't be.
Yeah.
Like, if they ignore the obvious, I'm gonna be annoyed. But if they ignore the obvious, but also show, forget Justice League, forget Wonder Woman, like, maybe remember the standalone movies, forget the crossovers, we're starting now.
Yeah.
So, like, if they do a Batman movie, kind of like what X-Men did. Not really. No, I lied. Stop there. So, they released the Batman movie. I don't know how they're doing their roster. It's kind of confusing right now.
Yeah.
But if they release this Batman movie and it is connected to what they're doing, and they have Batman show up, and then they just mention Superman or something, and then later they do Justice League 1 again, kind of.
Uh-huh.
I'd be okay with
The
it.
same plot, or like
no, I
different
think
plot,
they need to, if they're going to do a reset, they need to make it obvious.
Yeah.
This is a very confusing
You
subject,
can't really
because I have many
ease into a
opinions.
reset.
Yeah, that's the problem is, I was thinking maybe what they're doing with the worlds of DC, they're going, yeah, look at this DCEU, we got Shazam, we got Aquaman, and then they like, this is the timeline of the DCEU, Joaquin Phoenix is Joker now, like an Oscar-nominated actor as the Joker, this new Batman actor, going with the DCEU, and then they just become one. I think they're trying to get away from what they're doing, and they're just gonna secretly start molding the two together.
Yeah.
So now, like, I think in the next, who knows, in a couple years from now, no one's gonna even think about it. It's just gonna be all of a sudden, you might see Shazam show up in the same movie that like Joaquin Phoenix or something.
Yeah.
Not that exactly, but I think they're trying to like mend it so people don't notice.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to like, they're recasting and saying, oh yeah, we're just doing two separate things, but they might actually just like
Merge them a little bit.
merge them with.
And I think that's the beauty of the worlds of DC, is that they can
also do
that.
they can also do alternate reality movies, and nobody would.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which is cool. I like that, but I think the audience might be confused by that, so I think they need to make it obvious. Mm-hmm. You know? I don't know. It's a very confusing time. I think they need to like. Right now, I think as if there's someone who's never seen, like, someone who doesn't keep up to date, and they're like, yeah, we're doing an evil Superman story, and it's a new Superman, you'd be like, wait, but, like, what happened to this other guy? You know, you'd be so confused, so I think they need to be like, we're stopping here. We're done. Mm-hmm. Let's begin from the beginning. Like, they need to do something like that, if they're going to, that is. But, I don't, it's a very confusing time for DC.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Do you think that if they get everything together, that they have the potential of beating Marvel in all their movie stuff?
Yeah, I don't like thinking about rivalries because I love them both.
Yeah.
I love, I never think DC's better than Marvel. I never think Marvel's better than DC because I like them both.
I'm talking about more like box office, like people want to see them more.
That's
like,
what I was thinking.
It attracts people to it,
I think there's a good chance they'll be on equal levels.
Yeah.
And one's going to be better than the other every once in a while. But I don't think there's going to be like, oh,
A
DC
definitive,
destroys Marvel. I don't think that'll ever happen. But I think they can definitely like, they're going to get on even playing grounds if they play their cards right.
They really mess up what movie is coming up for Marvel.
Avengers 4.
Unless they really mess that up and everything, and like, because they said, Kevin Feige said that's going to be like a definitive end, Avengers 4.
Yeah, it's a risky move.
If they take out all the characters like Captain America and everyone that fell in love with them, and they start with the new fresh meat.
You know what I thought was interesting is I think they have something really good going right now, Marvel, and I just like I have a hunch. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I've always had this hunch that, you know, like DC Comics have always done better than Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Don't hate me, but Marvel Comics have always taken it to different levels. I mean, there's amazing Marvel Comics and there's really good ones, but I've never heard of like award-winning Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Not to offend anyone, but like if you told me name a Captain America comic, I can't. And I'm like a fan of comics and like I know Marvel stuff.
Captain America Mad Bomb.
Oh no!
I have a comic thing over there, but
Yeah, some Spider-Man ones maybe, but like not a lot that I can like just go, yeah, that one's great.
The only one I know is like Amazing Fantasy because that was the first one that he was in. Mm-hmm. It was Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man or something.
I know Frank Miller I think worked on Marvel 2 for a bit, and what's the guy's name? What's the pink guy from Smash Bros. That eats people?
I don't know.
Kirby. Jack Kirby. He's a writer.
There, yeah. He did Captain
both
America.
Yeah, and he anyway, where I was going with that is there's definitely some writers and people that I know, but like if I think Frank Miller, I think Dark Knight Returns. Like DC Comics have always just had more of an impact, I think, on the audience, and I think if they put that into their movies, then they could definitely have more of an impact on the audience that way too. Yeah, and the problem that I'm having is DC, like Warner, I think they totally cleaned out their slate, which is a good thing. But originally, they were like, oh, shoot, people love music videos. You know how we have good editors working on Suicide Squad? Yeah, forget about them. Let's get a music video editor to edit Suicide Squad.
Really?
That's what they did. They literally got a music video editor to edit Suicide Squad. And that's why there's, like, music randomly all the time. And, like, that movie was very obnoxious. That was their problem. And I think if they just realized that do what people love in the comics. Because, for instance, like, Shazam is a kid movie, but there's this comic called The Dark Side War, where it's the Justice League, and they literally, like, it's not like they're hunting down, I mean, at a point they hunt down, like, a Thanos character, Darkseid.
Yeah.
Thanos. But there's a point where there's a murder, and so they investigate the murder, and there's a dead body on the ground, and Shazam's, like, a lighthearted character, and he's a kid, and he goes down, and he sees a dead body, and he, like, freaks out, and he's like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, he's still a kid. Like, you can do dark things in a comic book, and especially you can do dark things for Shazam, and that's what DC does, but still have it, like, lighthearted, you know? Cause, like, I think that's the problem that Warner Brothers is having right now, is they're like, oh, Marvel is so lighthearted, let's do that. Forget about how Batman's rough. He's gonna kind of be in love with Superman now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know, he hated him. Like, I think they need to keep with what they're doing, but also put the lighthearted stuff into it. Like, that bothered me in Justice League when all of a sudden he's like, I don't not like you.
Yeah.
Like, you no, you don't like him. You don't like him. You could've, I think they could have done that better. Like, Batman's supposed to kind of be an emotionless character, you know? Like, I think there should have been scenes in that movie where Flash, like, makes a joke and Batman's like, that's not funny. And, like, walks away, and then Cyborg's kind of like, I thought it was kind of funny. Yeah. You know, like, it's just a little.
How did you feel about Batman making jokes and stuff? Like,
not a fan.
Yeah.
I think in some points it's okay. Like, there's a animated movie called Justice League War.
Yeah.
There's another, and there's a point where he's in the sewer with Green Lantern, and Green Lantern is like geeking out over Batman, being like, "You like bite people and stuff," and he's like, "No," and he's like, "Wait, are you just a human?" And then Batman just kind of looks at him and smirks, and walks away, and that's okay. Like, because he's not. I don't know, like, that stuff is okay. Yeah. Yeah, if they kind of clean out their slate, I'm okay with it. I think they should keep some actors, though. But I think they need to, if they're going to clean out their slate and put new actors in, they need to start a new story. They can't just continue the story they're already doing with new actors. Yeah. Because I don't want them doing, like, a War Machine thing. Go on. I don't know, you got anything to talk about Batman? We kind of went off from the Matt Reeves news.
It's okay.
I'm just gonna see. Is Year One by Frank Miller?
Not sure.
I'm gonna take it. Yep, it's by Frank Miller. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you just for a little add-on. I'm gonna run down Year One for everyone, just so they know. Oh shoot, that's not what I want. I don't want the Michael Cera movie. Okay, Batman Year One. It's the origin story of Bruce Wayne and James Gordon move to Gotham City and quickly become acquainted with the violence and corruption of the city. Wayne transforms into Batman and begins his fight against crime and evil. Oh, that's the film synopsis, but anyway. Let's see it. Yeah, it's the origin of Batman. James Gordon is a big part in it, which I think is interesting. I want to see, like, because the two main characters of the story is Batman and Commissioner Gordon, which is interesting to have him have that much screen time, which is I'm not against.
And that's played by that.
Give me Spider-Man.
Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
What's his actor's name?
I know the guy's name.
Yeah.
Shoot. Come on, I know this guy's name. By the way, this story is very dark. The year one story is dark, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So year one, good. I'm not gonna get into.
I love a good origin story though. That's
Origin stories are good.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen Batman. Like,
yeah.
if they do an origin story for Batman, I don't want, like, unless it's shocking and amazing. I just want to see like flashes of his origin story and he wakes up and it's just like a nightmare and then it gets into the story. Like I know we already said in the last podcast with the Spider-Man, but I mean, like, I just want to see like just run down so people who haven't seen it know.
Yeah.
But like, unless it's like amazing, I think everyone knows the origin story of Batman.
How do you like how they did in Batman versus Superman?
I was okay with that. I thought it was
Yeah.
beautiful. I'm gonna put it that way. The song that they played in the thing was actually called "The Beautiful Lie," but I really liked that scene. It was very Zack Snyder. I thought it was like, as soon as that scene opened up, I was like, I'm gonna like this movie even if it sucks. Like, I don't know. I loved it. J.K. Simmons, the guy's out.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, we should have known that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that concludes this part of the podcast.
All right.
Good talk.
So
overall.
final thoughts? You're happy with it, or upset with it, or just confused?
I am very confused.
Yeah.
I want DC to be good. That's basically what I'm trying to say here.
You have a lot of hope in it, and
Exactly. I want it to be good. Okay. So from here, we will slip on to another topic that we like to call Shibuya.
Shibuya. Be right back. For this next topic, we will be talking about some weird experiences that we've had, either filming together or filming by ourselves. We'll be talking
some weird stuff.
some stuff, funny stuff. Yeah, just some complications, even maybe. Just we'll go on a little bit of a.
So you said you had something. And
I had something.
You haven't told me yet. But was I part of this?
No, this is from my origins, my origin story from my beginnings. So in I think it was elementary school, a little bit in middle school, grade 6 and 7, I think. Let's start around I think it was around grade 6 when this happened.
Okay.
My neighbors, Cameron and Michael, we started a YouTube channel back in the day, and it turned out that pretty much I started to be the only one who was actually into it, and I just forced them because, I don't know, somehow I had the authority over them, and they would do it for me because, they hated it, but in my mind, I was like, how could you hate this? This is so fun, making videos and getting directed and all this stuff.
Tell me what you
So they would pretty much be basic YouTube videos like how to do this and this, like fun. Tried to do comedy, but it was just terrible because you can't do comedy when you're young.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
No, but I thought
honestly, like even right now we're having trouble at our age.
Yeah, that's why we kind of try to stay away from that too.
Yeah. Anyway.
Of course though I thought I was the funniest person in the world, so I continued to do it. Big ego is always what you need for film, I think. If
you don't have a big ego, you're not.
It's a major part. Yeah. So it was our second part of a video called "How to Be a Ninja," which I realized after was a Ryan Higa video, but mine was very different.
Okay.
There would be I was going to show off my ninja skills, so there was going to be a bad guy who comes in. We had this thing on my channel, every channel has to have a gimmick.
Yeah.
It was,
what was our gimmick?
Blue color palette and cliffhanger endings.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Blinds, not like that one, but it's like a metal twisty thing.
Yep.
We had one of those that broke off, and we call it the metal stick thingy, and it appeared in almost every one of our videos. You'd be like, the metal stick thing. Peace and majestic rainbows. That was our outro. It was really bad. Terrible.
Oh, boy.
Anyways, we had the metal stick thing, and we're like, this is going to make an appearance in this. So the scene was that there was a bad guy terrorizing people, and he just was hitting people. Anyways, so it starts off with me sitting at a little Fisher-Price picnic table going, playing a civilian.
Okay.
Because, I'm an amazing actor, and I can play any role that's given to me. So I played a scared civilian. And Cameron jumps up onto the table with the metal stick and goes, whoosh, and we use the golf hit noise, and it hits me in the head. But, acting, he doesn't actually hit me. In the video, it's probably like that far away from my head, and I fall. And then I keep the camera where it is, and then I'm just out of the frame because I have to be recording the next scene, and I have to be my ninja, so I just fall out, and then I'm just poof, gone. And it's Cameron on top of the picnic table, and he goes, nobody can stop me now. And then Michael comes in with a Nerf gun saying, except for me, and he runs at him. And the first thing, I'm like, okay, Cameron, what you have to do is slap the Nerf gun out of his hand and then hit him, and then he falls to the ground.
Okay.
So Cameron really got into his role, I guess. Because what happened was Michael, except for me, runs over, Cameron slaps the gun and hits him in the head with the pole.
Oh my god, okay.
And it's the first time I've ever seen Michael cry in my life. Because he just it's a metal pole and he goes, Michael.
Did the pole bend?
No, it was a sturdy pole.
Okay.
And he's whack right on top of the head, like right there in the forehead. And I'm just sitting there with the camera, and I'm just like shocked. I'm like, and I see Michael go, huh? And then Cameron's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I meant to miss. And just Michael's, he's the toughest kid I know. I see like my idol of what being like a tough person is. Just start shedding a tear, and then another one, and in a second he's just like, his eyes are like completely watering, and he's sitting there and he's like doesn't know what to do because he's never reacted like this in front of us either, and all of us are just sitting there. I'm sitting there with the camera and I'm like just turn it off, and I walk over and I'm like, are you okay? Acting like some sort of like director, like for today. But in reality it was just 3 little kids in a backyard not knowing what to
Okay.
checking for blood and everything. Everything was okay in the end, a little bruise.
Okay.
And Michael, being the trooper that he is, did the scene again. I know. Applause for Michael. This time Cameron made sure to be extra gentle, so he just goes, and then like slowly does it and misses his head. But Michael, being the trooper that he is, falls down without any support, backwards. Just
So it's just back to square one.
no,
with the hurt kid.
he didn't get hurt though. He was just, I guess the pain from his forehead just counterbalanced the pain from landing on his back so hard. But I was like, damn, this guy's committed to the role. He wanted to be, except for me, guy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, beautiful.
All right,
your turn.
So my story's not as intense and as crazy as yours,
Okay.
but yeah, the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me during filming. There's not any big ones, but I just have little small stories. But I'm gonna start with one from both of us. So you know this. But it was really weird in my opinion.
Yeah.
We were a film you're never gonna see because we deleted it. It's a little film we called Reflection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We were shooting it, and it was dramatic.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful story about a guy who
we might do it again.
we might redo it.
We
so
might
I'll
redo
probably
it, so
keep it
we'll
in the air, but
keep it a little bit vague. But yeah.
There's a know-it-all, proud boy, sees something of himself that he's been hiding for a long time and has to work through it with his newfound friend.
Yes.
We were shooting one scene on the beach. And we were alone, and it was beach. It was beautiful. It was super windy though, so the audio was really bad.
Oh yeah.
But aside from that, we were shooting, and this guy walks onto the beach right beside us, and he's like, got like this big jacket on, and he just takes it off, and he's shirtless. And he like pulls his pants off, and he goes into the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's freezing cold. I don't remember.
He was like.
What time is it? March?
Yeah,
It's the ocean.
Yeah.
The ocean. So
Canada,
it's cold.
Canadian Ocean.
Yeah.
Right?
He swims into the ocean.
Yeah.
And just starts bathing himself.
It was, that was definitely.
He has like long hair.
I forgot completely about that.
Yeah.
Just
really
all
weird.
natural. Just.
He went straight in. He was
with
cold, like freezing.
Complete confidence, just stripped and went in the water.
Like honestly, if I put my foot in there, it would freeze and come off. Like it was cold, and this guy just goes in and like with his clothes off and bathes himself in salt water.
Yeah, we watched
Like,
a superhero origin story, I think.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
I have a video of it.
Oh really? You?
Yeah.
I didn't know you filmed it.
Is it legal to show that?
Yeah, if it doesn't show his face.
Well, it's got you in it, so
yeah.
I mean, people just can pay attention to that part. Okay, I'll play it on here too.
Yeah.
But
Thank you for the fullest Oscar. Bruh, something that you could do once in a while. Don't look at me. Hey, Ian, you go slow. Okay, just hold my camera for a real quick second. Okay, go.
I thought you actually fell.
Are you okay?
there.
Anyways,
So,
That's him
That's
swimming.
my story.
What other weird
Yeah.
things? On that same shoot, we had to do a scene where someone was in a bathroom screaming,
Right. Yeah.
and
Wait, didn't some girls talk to us when we were at, or was that, they just walked by? I thought they asked us something, though.
I think probably. I mean,
I
lots
forget.
of stuff happens to us.
There was like a group of ladies that
when
came
you're
by. It was
when you're
weird.
where we are in public and you have a camera, everybody
Yeah.
wants their limelight. Like everybody wants
Yeah.
their time to shine. So if you have like, especially if it's like an actual DSLR like camera, if you have your phone, like nobody really will bat an eye. But if you
But
have
if you have something that looks like
a DSLR camera and it looks like you're filming something, everyone wants to have their little piece in there. Like when we were filming a different thing, I pretended to drink from the water of this like little creek, and this guy rides by on his bike and he's like, "Did you just drink that water?" And just shouts it because
Yeah.
you know we have a camera.
Wait, did we upload that video?
No.
Oh.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay,
Never
thank
mind.
God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God, because if not, then I deleted it.
It's okay,
So,
it's okay.
anyway, yeah, so some dude walked up to us. That was really funny.
Yeah. So yeah, like if you are where we are with the camera, yeah. If there's bold people, they will say what they want to say, and they will. Yeah.
Do you want to tell the Fresh Slice story? It's not that great of a story, but that guy was cool. The whole Fresh
Oh, yeah,
Slice, you wanna
we were
go over
filming-
from the beginning of the
Okay,
morning, just
so we were filming a long shoot because we had to get pretty much a whole, because we shot the day before. This was for a school project. We went really ambitious.
it was a
with
really
it.
good. It was really good. It's kind of out of focus, but it's not
Yeah,
bad.
Apostle. It's on this channel. It was
Enjoy.
a school project, and basically we didn't have much time to do it because we filmed part of it the day before, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
And then the footage just didn't look good, and it wasn't what we wanted. And we had one more day or 2 days to film and edit. Yeah, we had like 2 days or something. So then
Oh yeah, we were editing.
we were staying at school because we didn't have an editing program. We were staying at school. We stayed at school until like 9 something.
Got to school at 8.
Yeah.
Basically 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
It was a good time though.
Yeah.
We went a little loopy at the end, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So if you read the description of that video, you will understand how loopy we were. But anyways, so we went back because it was filmed at my grandma's house. So we had to organize everybody because we had 4 people. Yeah, 4 people that we had to organize their schedules, their work schedules, and everything. So we got to my grandma's house because she had the house that we wanted. It was kind of like a fancier house, I guess.
Yeah.
We wanted like a vacation home style thing.
It worked.
It worked. So we got all 4 of those people organized there to go there at 9 a.m. And then Gordon slept in, of course. But yeah, we got there and we were shooting the whole day. We didn't really eat much because we were just on that grind,
Just powering through.
through the scenes because we needed to get this thing done by the end of the day. And then we're like, okay, we need to eat. Like Oscar and I were like, we need to feed these people.
Yeah.
Because,
They were getting cranky.
yeah. So then we order pizza from Fresh Slice. So we're like,
Shout out.
what are we gonna? We gotta do this. We don't want to call. We don't like. Let's just order online. So then we get the ordering thing online. We get all the things we want. We order like a big old pizza
It's really
and
confusing.
some pop and stuff.
Gordon bought like all these random donuts he never
Yeah,
ate.
and it was like, yeah, it was a fun time ordering that. And
Actually,
then,
thank you, Gordon, for buying those donuts though, because I think I ate all of them.
yeah, they were all right. I
Yeah.
wasn't the biggest fan, but
Chocolate.
I'm not the big yeah. Anyways, so we finally get everything organized and we get order. We click order, and then we're waiting. We're like, okay, so we can while the battery to the camera and the battery to the light charges and everything, we can wait for the pizza because it should be half an hour. It says on the website delivery kind of time. I was like, okay, we can wait. So then we waited. Half an hour went by. Another half an hour. Another hour. Maybe like 2 hours. And we're like, we get this pizza for free. We're getting the pizza for free. This is sick. We don't even have to worry because it's gonna come here and we're just gonna be like, thank you, and take it. And then we're like, another bit goes by. We're like, I'm considering just ordering another pizza because I'm that hungry that I don't even care about the free pizza anymore. Like, we want another pizza. So we checked the website, and then we didn't click go to checkout.
Guess whose phone?
Was it yours?
It was yours.
It was mine. Yeah. I didn't click guess to check it. I was like, "Are you taking blame for this?" No, it was my stupidity. I thought that it said that we were gonna get it because it told us the delivery and everything. And then I was like, "Okay, cool." We called called the people before we actually realized we made the mistake. We're like,
It was also weird though. In Ian's defense, though, it was like a double thing. Like you press order and then you press another
Yeah,
order,
exactly.
which is weird.
"You don't have
But
you shouldn't have to click
you
order
shouldn't
twice."
press order twice.
No.
Too much
Anyways,
work.
we called the people beforehand too. We were like, "Hey, yo, we ordered a pizza," and they're like, "We don't see anything on our list. What was it?" And we have to tell them our order again, and they're like, "Okay, we'll check to see if there's anything. We'll call you
It
back."
wasn't there.
No, we didn't get a call back, and then we realized that we just messed up.
And so we ordered again.
We ordered again, and then everything's all good. We have to wait a while again.
The story isn't over yet.
No, we're super hungry, and then we decide to just film. We power through it.
Yeah.
We're starving, but maybe that will help our character development and how
Exactly,
we
yeah.
react to certain things.
Yeah.
And then we get a little knock on the door, and I'm like, "Oh boy, pizza time! Let's go!" Run downstairs, and I open the door, expecting to meet a person, but I open, and there's no one there. And it's like the pizza guy just Nicky 9-doored us because there's just a pizza thing on the side.
Like in the bag still.
Yeah, in the bag. And so I'm like sitting there, I'm like, should I take? What does he want us to do?
The Velcro thing
Yeah.
with like the credit card thing.
Yeah, everything's just sitting there at the door, and I'm like, did he run in the house? Like, what happened? And then I walk outside, and I just see his car, but he's nowhere to be found. And I'm like wondering, like, what do I do? And I sitting there at the door, and
It was like a maybe 30 seconds wait. Like
Yeah.
Minute to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
We're just waiting.
we're just wait. We don't know where he went. Like, we checked the bathroom, no, but he finally walks around the corner from around the house, and he goes, "Beautiful view." I'm like, what? It's like, "Are you guys renting this out? Is this a vacation home or something?" Which was kind of good because that's what we were going for. We were
Yeah,
hoping that would
worked
be.
out.
We wanted that to look like that for the shoot, and we're like, "No, this is my grandma." So my grandma's at the door at this point. She's like, "Oh, thank you. Yes, this is my house. This is wonderful." And he's like, "Oh yeah, beautiful birds chirping and everything." I was like, "Yeah."
So he was like, drove the pizzas, left to check out the house,
He
and
checked
then
out
came
the
back.
house and the view, like as if he were gonna,
Yeah.
saving up all his pizza delivery money to go. To
I think I'll buy it.
I think I will buy this house today.
Yeah.
And so we had to. I guess he just didn't have any other pizzas to do. But Fresh Slice wasn't actually open. It wasn't open, so we had to wait a bit for it to actually open because it opened at 11
Right,
or
yeah.
something, and we wanted to get our pizza at 10:30.
Right.
And we're like, we gotta wait half an
It
hour.
was like at 1 o'clock we finally got our pizza.
Yeah, and it was a
Well,
shame.
2 o'clock. Something.
No, yeah, it was late.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remember we were starving.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. That was the story.
That's the story of the Nicky 9-door pizza guy.
What a guy.
Yeah. I guess he just didn't have anything else to deliver.
Yeah. I guess not. Okay. So this one's short too.
Yeah.
I guess. If you come up with any other stories. We were shooting Only, which we haven't posted on our channel yet.
Oh,
So
true.
we should probably post Only.
Yeah.
It's a pocket. It's not the greatest, but it was good.
One of our better ones, I think.
Yeah, it's story wise. Acting wise, could have done better.
There isn't much acting in it, anyways.
I don't
it's just
know.
kind of dialogue.
I could have portrayed my character
Yeah,
better, my
yes.
nameless character.
There might be a sequel. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I think
I'm not gonna spoil it. Or anything.
possible sequel to Apostle. Maybe not even a sequel, an extended cut.
An extended cut of Apostle.
maybe.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Anywho,
We did well on the horror movie, I think. So I think we might do it another one.
I think we need to work on the horror movie because we really forgot that there's a such thing as focus. Anyway, so we were shooting Only, and there was a point where we needed to sign on a tree. It's a really short story.
Yeah.
But we write down this note. And I'm like, "Ian, you got tape? Like, we need to put this on the tree." And he was like, "No, my house is like right down the corner. Let's just go to my house. We'll get a nail and a hammer, and we'll just hammer it in."
Because you
Or-
wanted apocalyptic
yeah, like,
feel,
no one's
you know?
gonna care.
Yeah.
So we got a hammer and a nail, and we got our note.
Yeah.
We get back to this tree. We start putting it in, And we shoot our scene, and it's like we've been there for 20 minutes with this thing, and
Yeah.
this guy has been like walking his dog or something.
Yeah, he walked.
But he's
I
been
want to
there-
explain how he walked. He walked into the field because it's a field and there's
Okay,
like
but
some houses. with
he's been there
fences.
like he wasn't there when we nailed the thing into the tree.
No.
But we were probably shooting in that same spot for like we were taking multiple takes, and the whole time we were taking the takes, he was there.
Yeah.
Like he was just watching us.
Yeah. He
So-
was kind of wandering around. He was trying to do that thing, you know, when people are like trying to be sneaky about looking out and like trying to check what's going on.
Yeah.
So like a little bit of a head tilt, like his dog's running and he's like, "No, come back." Like,
Yeah.
acting like he's following his dog with his gaze, but really he's like shifting it over to us, and we're like, we're noticing him like kind of peeking at us. And
Yeah, but it didn't bother us.
no, we're like, okay, cool. He's just like I said, where we live, can't like, if you have a camera, people are gonna pay attention to you, and you're gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you can continue.
Okay, so yeah, we were shooting the scene, maybe 10 takes.
Yeah.
We finally got the take we want. No, we haven't even got the take we want
No.
yet. And we were doing the scene, and every single scene, I go up to the note and I like spread it out, and then I drop everything I do and I run.
Yeah.
So we do that scene over and over, and we finish one scene, and he like walks up to us. He walks up to us a little bit, and we're shooting the scene. And he goes like, hey guys, and we're like, yeah. And he goes, you should do the voice.
It's a lot. It's really hard to
Yeah.
do the voice proper, do it justice. Hey, you aren't hurting the tree, are you? Pardon? And we look over at him and we're like, pardon? He's like, you aren't hurting the tree, are you?
Defending
No.
the tree.
Yeah. Like, no, we're not hurting the tree.
We're not hurting the
No.
tree. He's like, yeah.
No worries. He's like, good.
And then he leaves.
Good.
And
And he like kind of does a little back step and then turns around and walks back to his house.
Okay, here's the interesting thing though. He didn't want. Okay, so just for a little mental picture portrait, we have the tree here. There is a walkway this way, and there's fences lined behind the tree. The only way out is through this walkway or
I think
past
he had a
us.
gate to his house. I think his house was right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes it a little weirder. But there's just a line of trees,
Yeah.
and then behind the trees is a fence. He doesn't go through the walkway. He doesn't pass this. He just walks into the trees and disappears forever.
Because there's like little gates there.
Yeah.
For the back. That's their backyard is connected there.
But,
so
like-
my theory is on what happened.
He heard us just attacking the
I
tree.
think he heard us going bing, bing, bing. Oh no, we bent it, and like and like talking about it or looking at us through his window when he's washing the dishes or something. He's like, my tree.
Timothy.
Yeah, he grabs the dog. We're gonna pretend that I'm walking you
Yeah.
in circles in this park, and then so he was
Yeah.
making sure we didn't.
It was a very thick tree. We
Yeah.
did not harm it. I don't
no.
think.
That's
I
how they
mean-
get sap out of trees.
That's how they get sap out of trees, but I don't think that was a maple tree. That was not.
No, it wasn't.
Even though this is a
It wasn't.
Canadian area.
It
we
wasn't a
shoot-
maple tree, but you know what?
No, but
Still-
the tree, the bark was thick, and the
Oh, yeah.
nail was about as thick as the bark. Yeah. So there's that story. You
Yeah.
got any other adventures?
While shooting Limitless, poor Gordon broke his back.
He bronk.
Yeah.
It's not.
Gordon's a wonderful guy. He's like a stunt double. But at the same time, he gets really into it. So one time I was doing a fight scene with him for just like a test, like not even like a thing. It was just we were gonna test out like a Doctor Strange thing where like you hit them and like their astral form goes out. And we're just doing a scene where he had me like this and my gut, and he was just going boom, like feeding punches into my gut.
right.
And I was like, I told him before, because like he was pulling his punches like way too much. He was like kind of really going lightly. I was like, okay, if you punch me once, it's okay, I understand. Just learn from that after you punch me once and like check your distance from there. And he's like, okay, yeah. Okay, thanks. And then we get into the scene. I push him against the wall, and he like grabs my head, knees my gut, like as an acting thing, and then he goes like that, punches my gut. I'm like, okay, he'll learn. And he just goes boom, boom, and keeps on punching my gut. And I'm like, I'm just flexing as hard as I can. And I'm like trying to act too, except it still hurts. So I'm like, oh. He's like going, bam, 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 and I'm like, okay, okay. After the scene's done, I'm like, he didn't check your distance or anything, huh? He's like, no, I punched you once the first time and it felt so good, so I just kept on going. I was like, okay, yeah, so okay. Like, anyways, we were shooting a scene for Limitless, the first one, and there's a scene, we're running out of time, so I'll just do this quickly. Gordon gets thrown out of the door.
Gordon.
Yeah, Oscar throws Gordon into a wall, and we do it once, and it's like boom. It's like, all right, that was all right, I guess.
It didn't look good.
Yeah, and I was like, can you do it again? As like we have the clip, I don't know.
Oh yeah, we also had mats on the floor, but we really needed a mat on the wall.
Yeah, we didn't do any. No, there wasn't even mats on the floor that time because the floor was in the shot.
No, we had a mat and then we took it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was in the shot.
I'm so sorry, Gordon.
So we're like, okay, just don't do it like super hard. But it was like the camera was shaking a bit and it didn't look too real. And I was like, yeah, one more time. That was perfect, but just like a little more like acting like you're hurt. And then he just goes for it, and there's a garbage can there. Boom! Hits the garbage can. The garbage can like bends and like scrapes his back and just falls. And there's the sound of skin against like that plasticky floor where he's just going.
Okay, I'm gonna just go through this a little. So we're doing this scene, and we have the mat on the floor, and we're like, if we want to show him hit the floor though. So we take the mat out. We're like, okay, Gordon, just like throw yourself at the wall and just fake like tumbling and be like, oh man, that hurt. So he throws himself like he actually like I didn't expect. He actually like full on threw his spine into a corner of a wall, slid down, hit a garbage can, and there's a scene in Limitless where I throw him and then I'm fighting Ian, and you see him like laying on the ground and he was like, oh, and that was real. Like,
that
he was actually
real
on
pain.
the ground in pain.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
No, I'm just there was that, and then just the and like we thought like I was like he can't be acting at this point because like that was
a
looked
bad
painful,
one.
And then he was in pain for a while, but it's okay.
Oh, and he lifted up his shirt. He's like, guys, am I okay? Huge red.
Yeah.
It was bad.
So basically what we're saying is that our friends are stunt doubles and just professionals at what they do.
One final story before we end. So the story about Nathaniel Boyd.
Oh boy, me.
Yeah, you're probably gonna remember it once I
Okay.
explain it. But we were shooting a video for Noah. Far North Visuals. We were shooting, I guess you could say. The shoe tying, world record shoe tying.
Oh yes.
And there's a scene where me and Ian are scientists, and we get in a fight.
Yeah.
And we get in a real fight, and I flip a table, and we're screaming at each other, and I push Ian, and he rolls on the ground, and we're in the theater room at our school, and he rolls on the ground, and we finish the scene, and he's like, man, like, I rolled on a rock or something, and I was like, oh, you're fine, and I forgot about it. A couple months later, we're shooting Limitless, and he's like taking his hoodie off so he can put the suit on, and he has this huge like scar on his back. I'm like, whoa, where'd you get that from? And he's like, The Rock.
Yeah, it was like it dug into me, so it like made a dot, and then just like kind of trailed off a little bit. So like I landed right on it, so it just like stabbed into me, and then I guess I rolled quick enough where I didn't like go completely on it, so it like poked and then went like cut. And then there was another one where I was doing a fight scene with Matthew. And I rolled. There was a scene where I get hit down a hill in the forest, and I just went. And
I know that,
there was a root or something that just like my whole arm got scratched, and then like I got stabbed my side too. So I've had bad luck with doing rolls, but I'm gonna continue to do them because
it's a smart thing.
It's the only thing you can do.
Come on, Tom Cruise.
Exactly.
Anyway. I think that concludes this podcast.
That's a good one. Yeah, another one in the books.
I don't know if people enjoy personal stories from us because I don't know if they're interesting.
But we enjoy telling them.
If you enjoyed, let us know. We'll
Thank you for watching. And
we don't have an outro yet.
We don't have an outro yet. But I'm just gonna thank you for watching, listening to us, and not interrupting. That's a fancy little thing. I said that in the last one, didn't I? Don't interrupt us. Shut up. Okay. I understand that there's some technical difficulties, probably with the mic or anything like that. We are actually working out all the kinks. Yeah. Anyways, we're working on all the technical difficulties. We're gonna improve as time goes on. Just bear with. We're getting some artwork for the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching or listening.
And
Shazam!
Shazam!
Okay.